A much-needed win for the Leafs tonight as they welcome in the lowly Chicago Blackhawks, and they win 5-2 at Scotiabank Arena tonight. I didn't think it was the Leafs' greatest game out there. I think there was some sloppy turnovers at times, and obviously they didn't start the game right. But then I thought about it. I'm like, the Leafs have played 5 games in 3 weeks. That is insane. So, I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I'll cut them a little bit of slack here. The question was, how are they going to come out, right? We saw that against Columbus. They came out flying. They scored the first 2 goals in the period, and then they fell apart. And it took just 9 seconds in this game. Face-off won by whom? Austin Matthews. So good to see Poppy back out there. And it's back to the point to Riley. Or was it, no, Brody over to Riley. And Riley finds Nylander streaking in, and the defender falls. Nylander's on a break, and Mrazek, shout out Peter Mrazek, for getting beat. And then Nylander gets really behind the net and just kind of fires it at the back skate of Mrazek, and it goes off the skate and in, and the Leafs lead at 1-0, 9 seconds into the contest. The 4th fastest goal in Leaf history. I mean, who cares, really? But, hey, pretty cool. 9 seconds into the contest, the Buds are up 1-0. Riley and Brody grab assist on the goal, and we move on. But less than a minute after that, and again, I remember saying this a while back, that the Leafs give up a lot of goals right after they score. And $1-2 into the game, 62 seconds into this contest, Calle Jarnkrok back in his own end, tries to pass it across to the defenseman, I think it was Timothy Liljegren, and it gets picked off by Sam Lafferty, and he just beats Samsonov and goes backhand cheese on him. And can't blame Sammy there, right? That shouldn't be happening. Careless pass, careless turnover, and just like that, we're tied at 1. You could have built on that and buried them early. And in the moment, I'm like, don't let this come back to hurt you. Like, come on, figure this thing out. Right? And then 8 minutes in, off the face-off, gets back to Rasmus Sandin. He walks down the sideboards, fires it on. It was off the stick of Connor Murphy. And beats Peter Mrazek. And that team just looks awful. And not just because of how they play, the body language. I mean, I'm watching Connor Murphy, right? And he gets hurt there late. At least get the penalty. But on that goal, he just looks at this guy like, are you kidding me? He takes a penalty and just looks so blah. I mean, I get it. The Blackhawks are terrible, no doubt. But man, it actually looked like you want to play the game of hockey because that's just really painful to watch. And the Leafs take the lead 2-1 on the Sandin goal. Tavares grabs the only assist at 8:14 of the first period. And hey, we're in good shape. Then it looks like Alex Kerfoot's got a goal after Mitch Marner does some nifty little dangling in the middle of the ice. But they review it. It's deemed offside. No goal. We're still 2-1. Great. But then, Leafs get a power play. Was it a power play? No, it wasn't a power play goal. But Nylander gets the puck on the half boards, skates up towards the blue line, walks the line, and if you watch the play, all 3 guys are looking at Nylander. Matthews is sitting there in the slot, gets the puck and rips it. Top cheese on Peter Mrazek. Great to see Matthews back. And I don't know if that wrist just looked great tonight or if it's the adrenaline for Austin Matthews, but that shot looked different than what we've been seeing this year. And what I mean by that is that extra snap, that extra heat on the shot. I don't know which way you want to put it, because those goals were money last year. And how many times this season are we seeing those shots in the slot and he's not able to bury it? And we're like, oh, those are tough to see, right? You want to be able to bury those. That's what Austin Matthews usually buries. And then we hear the wrist thing, and then he's out 3 weeks, right? With I can't remember what injury it was now. But he comes back, and I thought he had 2 or 3 chances like that, golden opportunities. I thought he looked good. First game back. I'm shocked he came back this quick, but again, maybe it was just a shut him down kind of thing. Fine. So be. Give him all this extra rest. And comes out and scores. And Nylander and Sandin grab assist in that goal 11:21 of the first period. And the Leafs got a 3-1 lead. And they're out shooting them in 18-14 in shots. And you're leading in this game you're supposed to. But again, we saw this against Columbus. They had the 2-goal lead after 1 period. And then it fell apart after that. So how are they going to come out in the middle frames? Well, 46 seconds into the second period, turnover into the neutral zone. And this is where I think Nylander's going to watch back and he's going to see that going after Patrick Kane was not the guy you want to go after. On this 2-on-1, 3-on-1 they got going on here. I think it was Max Domi who had the puck. And the defenseman's in between the pass of that and Patrick Kane. So Nylander decides to go over to Patrick Kane, which was not the right move because that leaves Kurashev wide open right in the middle, and that's what Max Domi just drops it off for Kurashev, who blasts it past Ilya Samsonov, and just like that, 46 seconds into the second period, it's a 3-2 game now. And I'm shaking my head like, God, fellas, like, you're playing Chicago. Let's do a job here. We've I don't know how many times tonight we've seen that record against these bottom feeder teams. They clearly don't play well. So watching that early second period goal, I'm like, man, fellas, like, can we bury these guys, please? And then 7 minutes in, John Tavares finishes one off, and I can't remember exactly how that goal went in. Let me just look that up real quick. It's crazy. When they score so many damn goals, it throws me off. Let me see. Which one was that? Did John? Oh, right. That was Mitch Marner dumped the puck in, and Peter Mrazek goes behind the net and tries to knock it down with his glove, whiffs on it, then decides to go around the wrong way of the net. Kerfoot picks the puck up, backhand feed in front of the net to John Tavares, who buries it, making it a 4-1 game for the 4-2 game. They restore their 2-goal lead, and at that point, I had a really big breath of fresh air, a really big sigh of relief. Like, okay, they're not going to completely bottom out here and make me stress. Good. 7:37 in, Marner and Kerfoot had assists on the goal, and shots on goal. Or no, we're not even done the second period yet. What am I talking about? Then late in the period, Austin Matthews. I mean, look. They get the puck in their own end. And Austin Matthews, we've seen it before. We saw it in his first game. The ability to stick lift the guy so fast he has no idea what's happening and then take the puck right away is brilliant. He does that in the corner, picks the puck up, walks along the boards, has Connor Timmins back up at the point, lays it on a platter for him, and Timmins winds up, blasts it past the goaltender, Peter Mrazek, with a massive screen in front. And Connor Timmins has his first goal at Scotiabank Arena, his second goal on the season, I believe. And the dude just puts up points. It's wild. Matthews and Nylander grab assist in the goal at 16:07 in the second period, putting it up 5-2. And now it's just hold the fort and cruise. And they did that the rest of the way. 13-7 in shots in the second period, 11-8 in the third period, but nothing was going on in the third period whatsoever. And they outshoot them 42-29. You're supposed to do that. You beat them 5-2 in reg. You're supposed to do that. You run your record to 33-14-8 on the season. Ilya Samsonov, again, I can't blame him for either goal. Both were awful coverages and awful turnovers. I would have loved him to make this save, of course, but again, you can't blame him for that. He made all the saves he was supposed to make, and then a few extras today. Great job for him. 2 goals, 29 shots. It's like a 930-something save percentage. So a solid night into the cage for Ilya Samsonov. Good to see him back out there. And the last time we saw him in net at Scotiabank Arena was that Boston Bruins game before the break. So, he needed that bounce back there. He did a really good job tonight. Nylander with a 3-point night, goal and 2 assists. Rasmus Sandy with a goal and an assist. Matthews with a goal and an assist. And JT with a goal and an assist in the game. Look, great contest. You did what you're supposed to do. We move on, right? Power plays, neither team got it going. They were 0 for 3 on their power plays. At least we're 0 for 3 on theirs. But again, I don't really look into those power plays today because if you look at it, one was late in the game, and they weren't throwing out their first unit. So you can't really expect much out of that second unit. Let's be real about it. And the first power play, I think the first unit was just out there. So they were not out there for the first half and a bit of the power play. So again, you look at the 0 for 3 and it sucks, but it is what it is. The one thing that I didn't realize was doing so well recently is the penalty kill. The Leafs are over 90-something% on the PK over their last 8, 9, 10 games, something like that. But I'm really proud of those guys for that. That needs to continue to build. That's the one part of this game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, that they have to figure out, right? The goals for, they're in the top 10, right? Power play, we saw it before the game today, they're 4th in the league. My goals against, I think they're 6th in the NHL. But the penalty kill, they were 15th going into tonight's game. So if you're looking at anything to nitpick the Leafs, it's been that. Now, they did a good job tonight. They've done a great job recently. We move on. And the next game for the Leafs, as they host the Montreal Canadiens at Scotiabank Arena at 7 o'clock on Saturday night, on Hockey Night in Canada. Look, we said before this 5-game stretch, we wanted 4 of 5 at the least. Well, you lost to Columbus, so there's your 1 loss. We'd love for them to win the next 2, and then go that 4-1, like I said. So, have major trouble playing Montreal over the last little while. So hopefully the fellas can right the ship against the Canadiens on Saturday night at Scotiabank Arena. and run the record to 34-14-8 and go 20 games over the 500 mark, which would be very nice. But no matter what, we move on. One game at a time, Leaf fans. We are looking towards March 3rd. That's the next kind of date we're looking at, which is the trade deadline. What is the team going to look like? Who knows? All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W this evening, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like? From today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Twitter and Instagram links are down below, so follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff. The Discord link is down below as well, so if you've not followed up there, please do so. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition. They're back after the All-Star break. What is it, a week tomorrow? As they host the New Orleans Pelicans at Scotiabank Arena, 7:30 tip-off there. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action on Saturday. They have, again, another 2 more days off, 2 full days off, Thursday, Friday off before they kick it off on Saturday against Montreal at Scotiabank Arena, 7 p.m. puck drop there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the W this evening. We'll talk to you guys then.